Three, two, one, go.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Triad of the Force podcast, a podcast from three Puerto Rican friends coming together to do deep dives into Star Wars and other nerd-related media. This is our last episode of Season 3, the end of year 2022. And look at this.
Something's different.
I know.
Something's different. I'm not in the cold. No polar vortex for me. We're not in little square boxes anymore. We're just in one box.
I know, isn't
One
it
box
amazing?
together. It is.
Salud.
It's surreal. Cheers.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Medalla, please sponsor us. I've been doing a lot of heavy lifting, getting your beer on our social media. It's about time you gave us our comeuppance.
So for those of you that are also watching, as you can tell that me and Goose are hanging out.
Yeah.
He's in Puerto Rico today, so we're recording from my humble abode. Christmas.
Humble abode. Yeah, we wanted to actually make this even more epic by having like the window open so everyone could be very jealous of the view and the tropical paradise that that you live in and that I part-time get to enjoy sometimes during the season, but lighting is not our friend at that moment.
It's too bright.
So it is too bright. It is too bright, and the AC right now is like blowing our hair in a pretty majestic way. So I need to control that puppy right now.
We look pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. But holy crap, how are you doing? You were taking finals.
I know.
And that's why we didn't record for a couple of weeks there.
Yeah.
And how did that go? I was imagining that you would do well. Has that been the case?
2 A's and 1 B so far. I think I killed it pretty much so far.
So you're a nerd.
Yes, that is correct. But
Good.
I have been all my life. It's okay.
Did you break any curves? Did you?
I don't know. They haven't told me
Have
yet.
the other students been like, oh my God, thanks, Nani. Like we failed and we were hoping. And you just like, no, I ruined it for everybody.
I don't know. I've just had grades emailed, so I have no idea. I'm on vacation. I'm not talking to people. I'm hiding.
Good. Do that because they will come out with pitchforks for you come January.
I'm not that bad.
Yes, you are. See that dramatic pause there? It's even better like when you're in person. Because like when you're like doing the Zoom thing,
You don't know if it's like a fake pause?
Is that the connection?
Or is it on purpose pause?
But no, this was totally on purpose. So yeah, no, but congratulations. I'm very glad that you did well, even though me and everyone that's listening to the podcast knew
that it was gonna happen
that
anyway.
you were gonna do well. That you were gonna do well.
Yeah.
But that's how we ended the year with you studying.
Yeah.
But we started the year completely different, though. It's been a roller coaster of a year, I think, for Triad of the Force.
Yes.
I think. Obviously, if you're tuning in, we're releasing this before 2023 starts, so this is just like a little recap, a little look of nostalgia
Of what we accomplished this year.
throughout of our 2022, and like most of you that have listened to us have been there along the way. But we just wanted to kind of just look back and be thankful and be like, oh, we had a pretty good year.
We had a pretty good
There
year.
were trials, there were tribulations, there were tears, but there was also laughter. There was also joy. There were adventures that we didn't expect to have.
Yes, there were unexpected adventures
But more
and
than
journeys.
that, we had friendship and Star Wars. Two constants, not just in our lives, but now it's different.
expanding.
It's expanding.
Yes.
We're in the expanded universe, so to speak.
I like that.
Not the actually, yeah, the Star Wars expanded universe, not the Legends one, the real one. Sorry, but yeah, I had forgotten because I had thought since like Mando season 3 is about to start March 1st, available on Disney Plus. We thought that's how the year had started. I thought Mando season 2 was this year, but apparently that's not how we started the new year.
We started season 1 with Mando season 2. The podcast didn't even exist for Mando season 1.
That's wild.
That's craziness.
It feels like we've been doing this now forever.
I
basically.
know. It's so strange that we didn't cover Mando season 1.
No. Well, I mean, we covered it in our own way.
Well, of course.
Before,
chatting
before,
about it.
Before we recorded.
Amongst ourselves.
Yes, it's lost to the ether. And like, those words will never find the light of day anymore. Unfortunately or fortunately, I guess. We might have been a little less merciful than we are now. Less charitable. Less PC.
Well, yeah, when we were just talking amongst ourselves, definitely.
With a lot more inebriation, I guess.
Yeah.
And
And a lot more family members with more opinions.
let's not talk about him. We don't talk about him. You know who you are. You know who you are. The both of you, actually.
The both of you.
The both of you.
Yeah.
And I just saw him, the the other day, actually. I was having dinner with him. But we don't talk about it.
Okay.
But no, we did not start with Mandalorian season 2. We started with
The Book of Boba.
Fett.
Yeah, I
Holy
know.
Crap. And I think that was the first one that we actually started having guests.
I think
guest
so.
Reviewers.
Yeah.
Reviewers. I said we were in architecture school. Guest hosts.
Commentators.
And commentators. That's a good one. To join us in our breakdowns and reviews of the episodes, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And something that we've
Continue to do.
maintained up until now, because it's always nice. It's always nice to hear the BS
Between us and then somebody with like legit opinions.
with legit opinions, and so stir the pot a little bit, give us a little different perspective.
Yeah.
From what we would think, and that's just a tradition now that we've just kept going onwards towards the Bad Batch season 2 coming exclusively on Disney Plus on January 4th.
Yeah, this break's going to be very little. We start right away with Bad Batch.
Usually when we do this episode,
we're going to wait for like a couple weeks, maybe a month.
Yeah, we took like our weeks off before.
Because of my finals, and now we start season 4 right away.
And it was weird for you because it's not really vacation for you,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You were taking that time off,
To study.
but it wasn't time off.
Yep.
So now you're starting your time off, but back to work.
Yeah. But Star Wars
Unpaid work,
is
yeah.
a good problem to have, though.
Yes. We can maybe do this like at the beach or something.
We'll see what we can do.
Maybe make our co-hosts feel bad a little bit while they're, up there and in the cold while we're at the beach. And
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how charitable we feel towards our
Our friends. In the cold.
Well, we'll see if they keep being friends after we do that. But yeah, it's a fun tradition that we've kept going, and we shall continue to keep going, because 2023 it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a lot of really good stuff. It's gonna be the best year. I think we say that every year.
We say it every year.
This is the best year for Star Wars, and then the next year just surprises us even more.
Yep.
Because what happened after the Book of Boba Fett? Actually, before we go into what happened after the Book of Boba Fett, let's do a quick recap. What were your thoughts on Book of Boba Fett now that you've had almost a year to sit on it?
I think it got a lot of crap that was unnecessary, honestly, because I really enjoyed Boba Fett. Like, looking back on it, it was very... I really enjoyed the flashback episodes, actually, that people kind of harp on that, but I thought that was kind of the best part. That was the best part. When they lost focus from that, it kind of lost a little bit of the steam that it was gathering. So it's a little unfortunate that happened, and that eventually it turned into like Mando season 2.5. Even though those episodes were great.
There we go.
Yeah, they were objectively amazing episodes. The problem is that, it kind of took away from poor Boba.
Poor Boba. Which finally, he's an interesting character, and
with actual lines. And yeah.
Maybe it's my least favorite, and I don't mean that to say that it's a bad show. I mean that to say that if I were to rank them.
Yeah, but compared with the other shows we got this year,
I think it's the weakest probably of them so far, just because I feel, I don't know if I said this while we were like doing the reviews or whatnot, but I feel Book of Boba was done, because Favreau, right, was the showrunner for that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's been so long that I don't remember. Whatever. I'm going to retract the name just in case, and just say that the people in charge of doing it maybe weren't as invested in like doing this show as they were with Mandalorian. And it really, at least to me, like it really shows. It's not to say again that it was bad.
Yeah.
But, it wasn't hitting marks like all the time like Mando season 1 was doing for me, or like, especially those Mando episodes within
the Book of Boba, which were really good.
You can tell they were like really excited all of a sudden, like when they were doing those. And the Boba Fett episodes, while I think it started off really strong, like at the end it's just like, well, what do we do with this character? And though I do think that the journey was very interesting and
there were elements missing there. There was something missing there, some element of magic, and just, I don't know, that just didn't hit as hard as it should have.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really
did enjoy
it, but it didn't feel like it had the focus that it probably should have had, like some of the other episodes. But all Star Wars is good. Mando season 2 was great, even though like
it wasn't as good as season 1.
Book of Boba is still fantastic, even though there might be some issues with it. So this is all just to be constructive. Be constructive, because Lucasfilm is listening to this, and they will adjust accordingly to everything we say.
Yeah, because we're always right.
Because we're not.
We're never right.
Especially with speculation. Speculation always.
We're terrible.
Well, I'm not gonna say always. Usually,
yeah.
not the best.
Not the best.
But anyway, moving on from Book of Boba Fett, because we are getting a season 2, according to the rumor mill.
So
we're looking forward to that. But after Book of Boba, something really cool happened afterwards. Yeah. Unfortunately for you.
I know. I'm never gonna live that one down, am I? It's just like with the Guns N' Roses concert.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Guns N' Roses. Mm-hmm. This was a Guns N' Roses moment.
Guns N' Roses moment.
I think this is when Triad started flowering. We became, we were a seedling. We were growing. We were a little stem with one leaf, and then Celebration happened, and there was like one rose petal. It was like a reverse Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast, like the rose starts losing its petals. I think
these are growing.
We were like they were like falling into like the stem, and that's like when we started like finding the groove amongst the community, amongst the people that listen, and amongst while we're doing the show. Because what happened? Why don't you tell me what happened at Celebration?
I'll tell you what happened.
You tell me, since you were not there.
I hate you so much. Yeah, I can't believe our little podcast here got chosen to be on the podcast stage for Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, that's right.
I remember when you called me saying that
Call me immediately.
that just when, just the auditions were kind of open because since it had been pushed back a couple years, as you know, because of COVID, then they opened people to apply again to be on the podcast stage. You were talking about like, what episodes should we throw? There's no way we're going to get chosen.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Like, there's no way we're going. And then we got in.
We got in, and I was so excited and so ready to go. And then what happens, as always happens in Puerto Rico, semester got pushed back. My finals coincided with Celebration, and it's not like skipping class, which I did for Andor. This was finals, and finals implicates an incomplete, and that is not okay. And you couldn't take them remotely?
No, they don't let you.
That's not cool.
Yep.
They should have let you take them remotely. What if you have the vid? What if you have the Rona? What do they do?
I don't know. It was tough times.
Because you should have lied. You should have said, no, I have the Rona. And
okay, fine. Maybe I should have been better at this, but I didn't, okay? And I missed it 2020.
Hindsight's 2020. Or 2022, I guess. Oh.
Asshole.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. So I wasn't able to make it, but going to Celebration, Goose here and my brother who went as well.
Oh, that's right.
Awesome, yeah.
And that was before...
Who isn't part of the Triad?
Pre-baby.
Pre-baby.
Pre-baby bro.
Yeah, now there's a baby.
Baby, yeah.
Yeah. And then we had awesome friends that went there to represent us. It was Katrina and Alden went to represent the Triad, so great friends of the channel. And they got to meet a lot of the people that we've been talking to throughout this journey of, the Star Wars podcast. And I was so jealous because I saw all the pictures and everybody seemed so nice. And that just exploded into meeting other people that we never had any idea that we would meet and getting more of the opportunities that we've been getting this year. So it's so great to know that there are people out there that love Star Wars as much as we do. And then to get to meet them in person and find out that they're lovely people regardless of the fandom that they love. Amazing people in general.
Well, that people are who they project themselves to be.
Right.
It's just as, cause some people can be like, oh, well, you seem nice, right? And then you meet them, they're,
like,
they're a POS, right? And not the one you use for restaurants, different POS. But everyone was like super charming. I'm charming. No, everyone's charming. So nice and kind and, and genuine, authentic and lovers of Star Wars in such a positive and constructive way that's just like kind of validates the friendships or at least the people that you want to talk about Star Wars with.
Yeah.
So that was very cool. And being on
the stage. I know.
That was surreal.
And then with Pink Milk following
with Brian, and Mark and Chase, that was very, very beautiful moment because they were one of our first friends, right? And we started like the podcasting journey. And to kind of then like be at Celebration, have them also be sharing the moment with you and being like back to back was truly, truly special. And at this point, I was like, when I was like looking at all the things that like Star Wars related that happened through the year, and I saw Celebration was this year, I was just like, holy crap. It seems like so long ago at this point. It seems like it was like last year, but no, this is couple
I had to look it up. I was like, wait, was this year too?
Yeah. It was a couple weeks ago, basically.
It's crazy.
We were at Anaheim. Well, some of us.
I wasn't.
We're at
Stop
Anaheim.
being so mean.
Well, but you had an opportunity to, and we'll get to that one. But you had an opportunity.
I had an opportunity to redeem myself.
To redeem yourself.
Yes.
But
Yes.
then after celebration,
And I was there vicariously.
you
I
were
got
there
to-
vicariously. Your blood was there in some way. Yes, the bro,
Because my brother.
the bro counts.
Yeah.
Your DNA was there in some way.
Spirit.
And I'm not a forensic scientist, but it counts. I think.
It counts.
I think it counts. But to make you feel a little better, I messed up and I wasn't able to get
Right.
any
Yes.
pass to any of the panels because
You messed up the dates.
I messed up the dates,
Yep.
and I was telling your bro was reminding me like, hey,
Gotta do this.
we gotta do this. I'm like, don't worry, we got until tomorrow to do
got
it.
this.
And then when it was
Mistakes were made.
tomorrow, I was just like, oh, apparently tomorrow was yesterday, and we're not going to any panel, bro. We did get into some, but I'm just saying this because I didn't get into the Big Papa. I didn't get into the Obi-Wan Kenobi panel.
Right.
And I did not get to see the premiere.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, there we go. Poetic justice.
No.
You couldn't go, so I couldn't go to that.
Uh-huh.
But that's a good segue now into, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Second live action show of the year,
Mm-hmm.
which was also phenomenal. I think it's been getting a lot of flack now.
Yeah, it has.
In the post-Andor Star Wars world.
Yeah.
Which I think is a bunch of BS.
And it's unfair because
And
you
it's
can't judge
extremely unfair.
one show by comparing it to another. Not really.
Especially when they're wildly different shows.
Yeah. Mhm.
And when
The
everyone...
focus is completely different. The mood is completely different. Everything about it.
And everyone was loving it when it came out. Everyone's like, "Oh my god,
Nothing's gonna top Obi-Wan."
This is exactly what I wanted. This is like prequel Star Wars. This is Ewan McGregor. Blah 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 blah.
Yep.
All this stuff, and then like in this
You know.
post Andor, it's just like, well, now I'm an intellectual. Now I only
Now it's
see-
not that good.
Now I watch like the golden age of TV and blah 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 blah. And Obi-Wan, come on, he hid Leia in a coat. What is that? That is not true TV. That is not true storytelling. I'm like, oh, shut up. You loved it. You loved it 2 months ago or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
And I think Obi-Wan was, it was wonderful. It was exactly what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
Exactly what it was. It was a tribute to the prequels.
It was.
To George's legacy and to continue the story of Obi-Wan Kenobi / Ewan McGregor. And obviously Hayden and Darth Vader / Anakin in this post-prequel era. And I
Yeah.
think it did it
And I thought it was
majestically.
incredibly well done, and it was really enjoyable.
Yeah. People also talking about like how it looked cheap, and I was just like, wait, what? Like this show like looks amazing.
It
Like,
looks
it's-
amazing.
I mean, there were like some things that are just like, okay, well, maybe that doesn't look as amazing, but you can say that about absolutely anything.
Yes.
Anything.
I mean, even look at the prequels. Look at the prequels. The CGI does not hold up, and people still love them, and they are still fun to watch. So sometimes you just have to get over your shit.
Sometimes
honestly.
you have to get over yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. Obi-Wan was wonderful
Because
because
it is true. I mean, the real sets of Andor kind of elevate the look of it, but it's a completely different show. So, and
Right.
we'll get to Andor. But Obi-Wan I thought was great. I mean, young Leia was a revelation to me. It was so good. I mean, I never saw it coming.
No.
We've talked about this a lot. We always assumed it was going to be about Luke, and because everything is always about Luke, and we forgot. It's like, who else can it be about? Of course,
Of
it's
course.
about Leia.
it's
Come
the most
on.
obvious thing, and we totally missed it.
And I
'cause we're
totally
idiots.
missed it. I was completely surprised and happily surprised because
Happily
I thought it
surprised.
was amazing, and she did that role so well.
It was interesting because when was it? Around November, I was down at University of Illinois, my grad school alma mater, and I guess I was there for architecture reviews. And like after
right.
after some of the reviews, all the reviewers were out having drinks, whatever, talking as one does,
Mm-hmm.
and we try to not talk about the projects. 'Cause we've been there for hours.
Yeah,
doing
let's
that.
talk about something else.
So we're talking about something else, and somehow, for some reason, our podcast always comes up.
Of course.
Someone said, was like, oh, well, how's your podcast? And then he's like, here we go. We're gonna get spicy here. It's gonna get controversial.
Of course.
It's gonna get contro. And then we were already through Andor, but people always like to bash. So they go to the back, to the past. Either talk about the prequels or talk about whatever. And they started doing some Obi-Wan bashing.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, Obi-Wan, that show wasn't good. And these are like they were normies.
Uh-huh.
Which, it's fine. Most
Yeah.
people that watch Star Wars are normies.
Yeah, that's correct.
We are the exception.
You're correct.
We are, I mean,
The nerds.
we're the cool ones, I hope you and I.
I hope so.
Well, that's what we thought in Orlando, and that's why we didn't get into any panel. Anyway, but anyway, they were like criticizing how the show wasn't even about Obi-Wan, how it was about Leia. I'm just like, I want, like, some part of me was just like, okay, put your boxing gloves on.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight. But then I was just like, no. I already talked about Obi-Wan Kenobi. If anyone wants to hear my thoughts, I have.
Find them here.
There's how many episodes of Obi-Wan? 8 or 10?
I don't remember.
Whatever. Let's assume 8. There's at least 8 hours of me and my co-host talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep.
You want to hear why I think it's good and why you're wrong? Just go to Triad of the Force
And
on
listen
YouTube,
us. Yeah.
YouTube, Apple, or anywhere podcasts can be found, and listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm not here. No, if you guys want like
Bash.
be bitter
Yeah.
and bash, you're not ruining my piece.
Yeah. Because I had so much fun watching
Right.
it.
I'm just like, I was zen watching it. I'm zen down here, and I said my piece about it. I'm not here to argue with anybody.
Watching some Obi-Wan.
Especially over Star Wars.
Yeah.
Especially with people, whatever.
And it was so...
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what
Okay,
you mean.
yeah.
And especially because I remember some of the episodes I would like have a huge smile on my face, like the shenanigans, Obi-Wan and Leia, and, Darth Vader being a badass. And
Horror Vader.
Oh,
It's like, come on.
so good. How can people complain?
How can people
It was
complain?
so
I don't
good.
know. That's what
The
you
half
can-
mask,
the-
both
ev-
voices.
Everything.
It was
Right.
great. It was great.
It's everything everyone wanted. They want to hate him back. We got hate him back. They wanted Vader Obi-Wan
You
rematch.
can never
we got
make
it.
Star Wars fans happy. Like, if
No.
they go
We
completely
got-
a different direction, it's too different. If it's the same, it's not different enough.
Right.
So,
We got my boy. We got my boy in blue. We got Qui-Gon Jinn. Finally, after years I've been waiting for him to
I'm
come
saying
back.
he would never show up again.
Oh, we knew
and-
that was a lie. The
Oh, yeah.
minute I knew it was a lie, I was in Celebration. When it was announced that he was going to voice
Yeah,
Qui-Gon
yeah.
on Tales of the Jedi, I'm like,
Yeah.
he's back. He's
If
back in
he's
Obi-Wan.
doing animation, he's
Yeah.
doing Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. If you're back. But anyway, after Obi-Wan, we got something completely different. And that's when I think like we started to see the fruits of our labor, I think, at
That was our
Celebration.
first interview.
Because that was
we
our
got,
first invited interview.
right?
Actually, well, yeah, we had done some interviews before, but I think it was mostly for like other people in our community, in the podcasting community. But then with the Star Wars Lego Summer Vacation Special, which was
We
delightfully
did get
fun.
to talk to Marise, but we did that on our own.
We did that one around, which was amazing.
And Marise is the greatest. She was so good. She's an Obi-Wan Kenobi, in case you missed her, and she's,
Yes,
I'm sure,
she's
having
niche
some
born and-
upcoming projects that we're really excited for her. Really,
Yeah,
hopefully.
I was very upset because I couldn't get to Puerto Rico in time because she was back at oh my god, I forgot
Teatro
her.
Brava.
Thank you. I was gonna say Terce. That's
No,
a completely different thing.
Teatro Brava, yeah, she was
Teatro
back.
Brava. She was back for she did like 3
Breve,
sold out
sorry,
shows.
Breve.
She did like
Breve.
2 or 3 sold out shows or
I think
something.
so.
And I really wanted to go.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have gotten some VIPs. I don't know. Well, I don't know if we're that close anyway, but whatever.
But she was great. Check out the interview. It was amazing. But the first one that we got actually invited to talk about some of the creators was for Star Wars Lego Summer Vacation. And I think that's when we really started.
I was just like, wait, what?
What? We're involved. We're going to be able to talk to somebody who was involved in making something Star
Right.
Wars? What?
Like I remember getting that email.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, I'm getting an email from Lucasfilm? Yeah.
An actual official Lucasfilm email?
I was like, what is this? I mean, besides the, a celebration, like, oh, here's your ticket. Oh, well, that's Reed Pop. It's not Lucasfilm. But, that was pretty effing cool. It was 15 minutes talking with these 2 dudes about like, hey, how did you do this Star Wars story? It was really, really special. I remember being so nervous and writing the questions, sending you the questions and what do you think about this and doing that. And
because we're talking to legit people.
we're talking to legit. I mean, we're legit.
Wait. Well, and a lot of the people that we have on the channel are legit too.
Oh, yeah. Very, very true. Very
Yeah.
true. But we're slowly but surely being
Surely
legit.
but surely.
We're small but mighty.
And then it just happened to be the one about summer vacation, which is close to home because we
We live in Scariff. Pre single reactor. Actually, no. I think we do. Actually, I think this is post,
this is a little bit.
This is post single reactor detonation.
Yeah. It's
'cause-
hurricanes and stuff, but yeah.
Because of the Thanks
But-
Empire.
And
Thanks Empire.
Thanks, Empire.
You know who you are.
And I think
You're
it has
only
been the
one.
best of the Lego movie so far too. So,
I mean, obviously we're biased.
because beach.
Cuss Beach, and
Yeah.
then we got to do the thing.
Yeah.
But, there were other things too. I mean, besides Star Wars that we also enjoyed, that we got to talk about, that I got to change your mind about, because you were also
Yep.
being your usual cynical
When Hot D started.
when the Hot D started.
Yep.
So I was just like, it looks bad.
First episode was like, I hate it. It's stupid. There's
and
no
I'm just
plot.
like, wait. It's called setup. You have to establish the new era. You have to do this. Remember when you saw Game of Thrones season 1? It's the exact same crap. Nothing happens, and then something happens.
No, I actually enjoyed season 1.
But it's the exact same
Game of
thing.
Thrones. I
The
know.
first season, nothing happens.
I know. I was so mad at the end
not
of
the
Game
first
of
season, the
Thrones
first
that I didn't
episode.
want to do anything to do with anything Game of Thrones. But
I was very cynical about it too. And he was like, okay, well, this.
but it ended up being amazing. I ended up really, really enjoying Hot Tea.
Oh my god, that episode with Viserys going up with the mask going up the. Oh lord, I was just like, okay, you got
The
me.
crown falling and everything about that episode especially.
Everything.
But it was so good. The character design on the dragons, the family drama, that dinner scene. Oh my god.
At the same episode, yeah, when
I
he
know.
stands up and
Yep,
does his
yep.
like, oh, I want to be a family or some crap like that. I was like,
Oh my
god,
god.
am
And
I
then
crying?
the
Am I
death
crying?
misunderstanding and yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I
Oh.
can't wait for season 2.
oh my god, too good. Holy
Too
crap.
good. Too
Holy
good.
crap.
It
We
was-
truly live in a blessed era of media.
Yeah.
Because there's so much good stuff out there that I don't know why people just
Complain.
focus about the things they dislike. It's just like, okay, I mean, that's fine, disliking something, but
Yeah. But
just
there's
move on
so
to the
much
next thing. There's so
stuff.
much good stuff.
Mhm.
You'll find something that connects with you.
Yep.
Drop what doesn't. Don't make your personality about
Hating
connecting negatively to something. That's toxic. If that's not good for you, for your soul, for your spirit,
Agreed.
whatever you want to call it, not connecting with you, drop it like a bad habit and move on to the next thing.
Yeah. And there were so many good things, honestly.
And speaking of the next thing, the Rings of Power.
Rings of Power.
Which, what do you think about that one? Because I felt like my journey with Rings of Power was like the opposite of House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Like I started on a high with Rings of
And
Power.
then it kind of fizzled
and then
away
I
a little
ended
bit.
on not on a low. I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I was not as thrilled,
Yeah.
even though I still enjoyed it. But I wasn't like as excited with how Rings of
Mhm.
Power progressed
Yeah.
versus House of Dragon. Because House of Dragon, when it started, I was like, okay,
Mhm.
whatever.
And
But then
then
when
it
it
just,
ended,
like, boom.
I was just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
We're going. For me, yeah, it was inversely proportional.
Yeah. I remember talking to you and I was like, Hot Tea was like whatever, but Rings of Power was fantastic.
Yeah, it started out
And-
with it was like 1-2
Yeah.
punch. Like that, those two first episodes.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a pacing problem or they were just trying to bring in too many characters instead of like focusing on the drama in between a few. The dwarves were kind of my favorite thing in the show.
Oh yeah.
Aside from obviously Ismael, who was fantastic.
Our boy.
And I mean, every time he was in action, it's like, well, screw you, Legolas. Like, we have a new elf in town with much better skills.
And he's Puerto Rican.
And he's Puerto Rican. And gorgeous.
Puerto Rican.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying. And the set design was great. Like there
Yeah.
were so many things like Moriah, like seeing it before it became a
Yeah.
cemetery. I mean, the creation of Mordor when, that
That was awesome. That's
that
the
was
most-
actually really cool. When I see
Yeah.
that they broke those dams, I was like, oh my God, are they actually creating Mordor?
How did
And
you
then-
feel? How did you feel about? Yeah. Actually, I didn't like
I kind of liked it.
when they changed the
Yeah.
title card. I was just like, we get it. We got it.
I know,
It
but I
was-
kind of liked it.
It was like a bad PowerPoint transition.
True.
I was just like, come on.
But
This
anyway,
is
we
one
had
of the most. I was like, this is one of the most
Well,
expensive
and that's all
shows
you
in
can
the
do.
world,
Yeah.
and like that's you don't need to do it. We get it. It's the Mountain
it's
of Doom.
Mordor. Yeah.
But no, I was gonna ask you, how did you feel? And we should probably just do like a full episode
Of recapping these shows,
Rings
yeah.
of Power and,
Yeah.
and Hot D. But how did you feel about the reveal of Sauron? Because I was team. He's the Witch King of Angmar.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been more interesting.
I think it would have been more interesting. And by the
Because
time...
Sauron was too obvious, right? It was like, okay. I mean, even though I didn't see it coming, in the sense that I was expecting something else,
Yeah.
because I didn't want that. So I was just like, well, no.
Yeah, but then once you see that he's involved in making the rings and everything, it's pretty easy to figure
Well,
out
yeah,
that it's
at that point-
Sauron.
at that
And then
point,
it's
it's like,
like,
okay.
now you're just being really obvious that it's Sauron. And it wasn't a reveal. By
Right.
the time they actually do it, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's obvious. We knew that. That was
Right.
happening.
I think it would have been better if he had been like the Witch King, because he's
Yeah.
a pure man that wants to help his community.
Yeah.
He's a lost king. Then
Yeah.
like he builds up,
Yep.
that king. Well, whatever. We can't talk about what
could have been.
because like that's not
Yeah.
what is.
And then
Yeah, but-
the Gandalf that we knew was Gandalf
yeah,
from the
but
beginning.
that was
so-
fine. I'm okay with that.
But I was okay with that one, especially when he does the whole follow your nose thing. And I was like, oh, yay, I'm okay with that.
It would have been cool if he was Saruman, because
Yeah.
I just like Saruman
Yeah.
was a good wizard
Yeah, and then loses
Yeah.
his way eventually.
and loses
So-
way. Would have been interesting too,
Yeah.
but I'm fine with the Gandalf
Yeah, I'm
thing.
fine with Gandalf. But yeah, but there was a lack of, I don't know, kind of wow power towards the end, I think. And
Because I think I actually felt the same way
Mm-hmm.
with Hot D, was that the ending wasn't an ending to the season as much as
a setup for next season.
a setup for the next season.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't like finish the story.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, well, ... Tune in next year, whenever, when season 2 comes by. And for me, it's just like, okay. I mean,
now we have all the players on the board, and that's it. Yeah.
Like I do understand, obviously, leaving some breadcrumbs and some threads to
but
continue,
seasons, especially because you never know what's going to happen, and seasons are said that are going to be renewed, and then they get canceled, and then you don't get an ending. You know, so things should be self-contained.
Well, thankfully, these ones are so big that they will continue.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll talk more about Rings of Power because I think
I think it's worth it. We started talking about them, and then
I mean, we'll give you listeners / viewers a little taste of what's to come, so that you can know a little bit of what to expect. Even though we don't have a lot of things planned, we do have a couple of fun things we've talked about, so you can tune into the end so you can listen to those. But after Rings of Power, we did get something else from Lucasfilm, which kind of blew our minds as well. Even more so than the Lego Summer Vacation Special. Hey, why don't you tell me about that day that I called you?
Well, I was in the lounge in law school, you know, studying for my next class. When Goose calls me, I was like, Goose calling me in the middle of the afternoon? This is super random.
I'm a texter.
Yeah. I was like, this is super random. And then he's just like, we got invited to the premiere. What premiere? The premiere of Andor. The premiere in LA? Yeah, in Hollywood. Andor premiere in Hollywood. I started screaming like a little banshee. I think people started to think I was insane.
Well, you are.
Well, yes. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell? And then I started thinking, no, but I have classes, whatever. Class doesn't matter.
I did say this.
These are the dates, blah, blah, blah. And I remember I hung up the phone. I look at everybody. Everybody's looking at me. I was like, I just got invited to a Star Wars show premiere in Hollywood. And they're like, well.
But you're going.
And I was like, class, well, it doesn't matter. You have to go. Like, even the people in law school are, you have to go. And I immediately called Hosband, and I was like, well, this class, whatever. He's like, class doesn't matter. Not for a premiere.
Everyone's no, what did your professor say?
I remember, because most of my professors don't know about Star Wars.
Well, and that's fine.
And that's fine. But I remember one of the professors that I really want to excuse myself with. She teaches criminal law, and
that's a big one.
Yeah. She's a badass, and she's really strict about attendance. So I told her, you know, what was happening, that I was going to this premiere, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, but what is it? And I was like, oh, it's like one of the shows for Star Wars, whatever. And I was like, Diego Luna is in it. And she's like, well, Diego Luna's worth going. So I got the okay from my professor too. And we went.
And we went.
And I finally got to meet a lot of these people that we haven't met before. All our friends from all these podcasts. And I got a very nice reaction. People were excited.
People were very excited. I remember in the build up to that, like texting like with Chase and Brian, like all these people, and everyone's just like, and I was like, oh well, Nani's going. They're like, Nani's going? Oh my God, finally I get to meet her. I'm so excited. Everyone was so excited to meet you.
The mysterious Nani who's not on social media.
Everyone's like, we finally get to meet her. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And it's like, yeah. So everyone was very, 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 very thrilled to have you there.
I was very thrilled to be there.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we had fun. I don't want to toot our own horn, but I do think we were the funnest group there. We were always at the bar. I don't know if that makes us fun or something else, but we were definitely the life of the party.
And loud and
we were loud, but loud in a positive way. I think everyone
having very nice conversations.
Everyone
with
everyone wanted to be in our group.
It was fun.
It was fun. We were Alex, Molly, Tori, Alden, obviously Brian and Chase, Osbando, like Sky Talkers. Like there were a bunch of like really fun people, really good people.
Yeah.
And you know, we got to take a little picture with Tony Gilroy. You got to do one with Diego Luna, which no one has let you live down, like how you were able to get it. Yeah. Hey,
you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. I was just like, hey, I'll make fun of you. But
and he was lovely, incredibly
so
nice. And, you know, especially knowing that he was on a hurry. And
yeah.
To talk to a fan.
And he locked eyes with me. And he was like,
so you feel like it happened for you too.
Because I was just like, hey, what about me? And then he's like, no, I got to go. I'm sorry. Like, he looked at me with like genuine sad, not
like,
sad.
Yeah, but I got to go.
But like, hey, I'm sorry.
I'm probably going to miss my flight. Like, I got to go.
So that's fine. So I got to give you that. I've been making fun of you for not going to see Guns N' Roses for, at this point, decades.
Yeah, I got to talk to Diego.
So you got to talk to Diego. You got to touch him.
Yes.
Because you put your arm around him, right?
Yes.
not many people have done that.
Not too shabby. Not too
So,
shabby.
I hope you haven't bathed.
Since then.
Yeah.
Just Diego Luna touch.
Yeah, this is just tattoo the outline of his hand wherever it was. He's like, this is, and then so that Wally can know too. You do not touch that spot. Osvaldo knows not to
Well,
mess.
you remember how Osvaldo was? Osvaldo was like, well, I've never seen her that excited to see me.
I mean, Diego Luna's a specimen.
But aside from the premiere and how amazing it was to see all these amazing people and to see these 3 episodes on the screen, which just makes you appreciate it so much more. They need to bring a lot of these things to the theaters, I think, because it's a different thing to, that surround sound, and when people are excited and they clap and they cheer, and it's just something else. You feel like you're more of a part of it.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see that, and how people, some of the cosplayers were really amazing. Like the outfits was really cool. And it's really fun to feel like you're really a part of this community, because online sometimes it's all very negative and you feel like, why am I still following this when everything kind of drags me down? And when you go to these things, like you could tell at Celebration, it was the same thing. Everybody leaves like on a high because it's so fun to,
and then you get on Twitter.
And then you feel like somebody slapped you in the face. But it is very cool to feel like you're a part of this community. And I think that a lot of these shows, they should start bringing, maybe like the beginnings or the ends of them into theater, so people could be a part of the experience. So I think that could be a really cool idea, especially now.
Especially that there's no movies. Right?
Yeah, with no movies, and with, Andor season 2 eventually, like in 2024. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
They're already filming.
Yeah, they confirmed at the premiere. And with Mando season 3, that Mando has a lot of people who aren't necessarily Star Wars fans, but are a fan of Mando because they were dragged into the lore because it's so good. And it would be great to be able to share these experiences with other people. So I feel like Lucasfilm, because, you clearly listen to us. More stars in the theaters.
More.
Come on. You're already filming the shows. I mean, they're super high quality. They survive going in the theater.
Oh, yeah. We've proved it. We've proved it.
And it was amazing.
Oh my God.
It was so good to see those 3 episodes. Really,
oh my God.
at the theater.
Because it's what you were saying. It's not just seeing it on a big screen. I mean, I love movie theaters, so I always will default to, if I have the option, I prefer to see something in the big screen.
Yeah.
Because I just like that experience. I grew up going to the movie theaters with my dad every Sunday and seeing movies. So to me, going to the movies is something very special. And I get that it's not for everybody, but like what you were saying, it's the community that made it even better, because you're in a room full of fans that just love it and are there to enjoy it. And it just heightens the experience.
Yeah.
Seeing it in the movie theater heightens it already because you're seeing it and
Yeah, and the sound and everything. Yeah.
But it's all about the people. It's all about the community. It's all about the friends.
Reactions, and as soon as you leave the theater, you start talking about it.
There's a reason that's an adage, right? The friends we made along the way. Because it is. It is, because that was the best part. I don't know if it was the best part, but it was a co-equal part to seeing the show. Was like then going out with all of our friends and
talking about how did you feel about this? How do you feel about that?
And then having some drinks afterwards.
And that was just the beginning.
Because it's still the early. Triad is still blossoming. It's still the early days of Triad. We're still toddlers.
We have like 3 petals now.
We have like 3. Yeah, we have 3 petals.
We have 3 petals.
We have 3 petals. I don't know how many petals a rose has. Maybe we should look that up so we can keep a tally. A little tally of like our Triad rose petal journey.
Blossoming.
Yeah, how we obviously it's a black rose.
Of course.
We're not, we're rock and roll up in this house. No. The proverbial house. This is your house. But yeah, and then Andor, even after the premiere, the show was incredible.
Yeah, it was such a good show.
Beautiful show with awesome theming, great sound editing, great cinematography, great speeches. There's so many speeches I've made 4 posts on Instagram at this point of all the speeches, because they're just epic.
So good.
Give them all the Golden Globes.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say Grammys. Grammys something else. Give them all the Golden Globes.
Emmys too, I think. Emmys.
I don't know. Whichever one TV shows apply for.
Emmys and Golden Globes.
Give them both. Give them both then. In fact, make an Oscar category for TV shows, and just give it to Andor.
Yep.
Give it to Andor and Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan.
And Obi-Wan too.
Because they're both good. They're both good.
They're both good. Oh my god, but it was such a journey, really. Andor was so much more than I was expecting, and it's true, it is amazing. It doesn't discount everything that's come before, but we do live like a little bit in a new era of Star Wars where different stories can come in and get recognized and not be criticized for not being Star Wars enough.
Right, because it's a galaxy far, far away, and we know that galaxies are the whole broad universe is something else. But it's a galaxy, right? So there is space for different types of stories to be told, and like there's like now Young Jedi Adventures is gonna come out, and that's for like kindergartners and like younger era. So like there's room for
everybody to enjoy
everybody to be able to connect with it in a different way.
Yep.
Not everything has to be a gritty spy thriller like Andor. Not everything has to be again like Young Jedi Adventures, which is for like a younger audience. There's something for everything.
And we're getting Bad Batch, which kind of combines a little bit of...
And we're not taking a break. I mean, we kind of did, but we're not at the same time, because Bad Batch Season 2 is coming in less than a week.
So
in a week. Exactly a week.
In a week, exactly.
Because we're recording on Wednesday. It comes out next Wednesday. So we'll be having Willow, Bad Batch, and National Treasure at the same time. Which National Treasure, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. It's just as campy as the movies, without Nicolas Cage, obviously. I'm still on the fence about how I feel about not having Nick Cage on National Treasure, but I am enjoying it because it's campy. It's just like it knows what it is.
I haven't watched it, so I don't know.
If you're bored one day, it's just like because for me, National Treasure has always been one of those movies where I can just if it's on
Rewatch
TV,
it whenever.
I'm bored. I need to rewatch something. Bam.
Yeah.
National Treasure.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. I'm not saying it's not going to go down in the Library of Congress in the film registry. I mean, maybe it will. Who knows? But the show lives up to the expectations that the original movie set up.
Yeah, no, since I finished finals, I was catching up on some of the shows that I hadn't had a chance to watch. So I finished watching Wednesday, which
It's fun.
It was fun.
It's fun.
It's very Tim Burton. Soundtrack's great.
Fun.
The
It's
acting was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to think about it.
Puerto Rican.
Fantastic.
See? Puerto Ricans are taking over, man. You try to push us down, we're going to come up.
And she was fantastic at interpreting Wednesday.
She's a screen queen, man. She's like in everything now.
I know. It was great.
Yeah.
So I watched that. I watched the second season of White Lotus, which was great.
I still have yet to jump on I want to get on the train, but I haven't bought tickets yet.
Yeah.
I need to get them, though.
It was good.
Because everyone says, what's her name? Jennifer, what's her? Oh, my God. What's the star of White Lotus?
Sí, okay, ya salen los 2 seasons.
Right,
because everybody else changes
right.
cast. Stifler's mom. I forget her name.
Mom.
I forget her name.
I forgot her name. Yeah.
But she's fantastic.
She's a person with a name. I'm sorry. I just forgot. I just forgot.
And she's fantastic.
And she's, I've heard wonderful. Jennifer Coolidge. There we go. There we go.
Sorry
about that. We're in the holidays.
I watched Glass Onion, which wasn't as good as Knives Out, but it was still entertaining.
I really liked Glass Onion, but I agree. I like Knives Out more. I feel, we'll talk about
we'll talk about it later.
Glass Onion at some other time. Yeah. But Ryan Johnson doesn't miss. He's good.
It was good.
But the future, man. But the future.
The future,
awaits.
yeah.
Like
so
that was a year. That was a year in review. We've done good time. I think we're talking really fast. we're back like in our Puerto Rican cadence instead of using like our podcasting cadence
voice,
with like
Mama la milla.
Yeah, we're going fast. We're going fast. As they would say in Spanish, we're going to the mileage of the chamfer. La milla de chaplin. It makes sense in Spanish, I promise. But
so you say
it does. It does. Well, you don't have to explain it, but whatever. Uncultured swine. And I say that lovingly to all of our American friends and our non-Spanish speaking friends. I mean. But 2023 is going to be even more of a roller coaster.
Yeah, so starting with Bad Batch, and then even before Bad Batch is done, we get Mando Season 3, which I'm really looking forward to.
So am I for more reasons than one?
I know, let's hope
We'll
so.
see.
We'll see what happens.
We're going to put a little grass for the Three Kings camels on January 6th.
And here's hoping.
And then so here's to hoping we get our Epiphany gift.
Yeah. Please.
So Bad Batch, Mando Season 3.
Yeah.
I almost lost count there.
Yeah.
Ahsoka. Visions, Volume 2.
I'm so excited for the next season of Visions. Visions to me was
Volume
one of my favorite things, and now that we have, from different cultures tying in, I'm so looking forward to that. Is the Acolyte next year, or is it 2024? 24. Okay.
The last thing I think we get this year is Skeleton Crew.
Okay.
Which we know absolutely nothing about.
Yeah.
And obviously we have Star Wars Celebration London.
Yeah.
Which I've already also submitted applications for the podcasting stage. I won't lie. It's almost exactly the same thing as this year. Almost exactly.
Almost exactly.
Except through the lens of Andor. To give it a little, a little adobo.
Sprinkle.
A little adobo
El
there.
adobo, me gusta.
So we'll see, because the people in Europe need to hear that perspective. It might have been done here in California,
Now you
but
have to do it
the
in
Europeans
London.
need it too, especially the colonizers in the UK. Charles III needs to hear what we have to say about representation and diversity and equity in media.
And colonies. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a wonderful ride. 2022, 2023 looks to be an even, hopefully,
Even more exciting year.
hopefully, even if it's exactly the same as
It's
this
still
one,
amazing.
I'll be
okay.
I'll be extremely happy.
Yep.
Even if it's not, I'll still look back at this year and be like, damn, that was good. Personal lives, I don't know, it was kind of a disaster maybe. Who knows? I mean, but in the Star Wars
Not for
life,
me. I've had a good year.
Oh,
I'm
that's
halfway
good.
done through law school.
Well, that's amazing.
I have a niece and a nephew that were born this year.
Congratulations.
So it's been a good year.
It's been good. And you got to see them.
I got to see them.
Well, you get to see one all the time. And you
Yeah.
got to see the other one all the time.
I finally got to go to Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, yeah, it was fairly recently.
Yeah, that was for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
It was
my
exciting.
Now we need to
Yeah.
Lucasfilm, if you're listening. Now we need to do the Galactic Star Cruiser. Even though it doesn't look like it's designed for me. Because I'm not, when I'm on vacation, I'm on a cruise. I want to relax
Yeah.
and just do my
Not
thing.
necessarily be doing a lot of activities.
Yeah,
Just
I
like
don't
sit
wanna-
somewhere with a drink in hand
Right.
yeah.
If I have to press a button, sure, I'll press a button, but don't make me do activities.
Yeah.
I
Don't make me like hike.
Don't make me. Well, don't make me hike. If I want to hike, I'll do it because I want to. I don't want to.
But don't make me.
Right. Don't make me.
Yeah.
But whatever. We're tropical. Our ideas of vacations are different.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe now Bob Iger's back. Maybe you can, look into Star Cruiser and make a couple changes so that I can feel that the price is worth it. Because right now,
It's like really expensive.
maybe if you invite me,
Maybe.
I'll be more thrilled about it. But yeah, Galaxy's Edge, we have to go back
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
as a
And cry together in front of the Millennium Falcon, Yeah.
lots of tears,
That's-
especially like at night with the fireworks.
We need to
It's
go back.
beautiful.
And we need to get a lightsaber made.
$200,
I know.
but
I know.
everyone says it's totally worth it. But that being said, now we're rambling. That being said, one of the last things we want to say. I mean, we've been talking about the year we've had and all the media that we've been watching. I mean, obviously we've watched a lot more than that.
Yeah.
It's just mostly the Star Wars stuff.
Let's
But-
focus on what this podcast focuses on, but there's a lot of good stuff coming.
Right. But we would not be where we are. We would not, be doing what we're doing if it weren't for everyone that's been supporting us, everyone that's been listening, that's been watching, that has been engaging with us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Like, we're really appreciative
Yes.
for all of you for, helping keep this little podcast afloat.
Alive, yeah.
And not making it just be me listening on my other computer to get the view and then having my parents listen on the other side
And then that's
to
it.
get their view. Thank you for, for making us what we are now. And I think we're very happy with the community that we've created. So
Yeah.
in
And
that
now
community,
we only have room to grow.
only room to grow and keep bringing in the beautiful people like you that are listening and or watching, because we are nothing without you. We're just us.
Yeah.
But with you, we are.
With our own opinions
Yeah,
here.
Triad is more than 3. Right? Even though we're 2 now, and I think we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later on.
But it's bigger than 3. It's
Yeah.
a community. It's a royal triad.
Yes.
So to speak.
Yes. And with those interactions, our experiences grow, our opinions of what we're watching grow. We
Right.
get turned into other media that we might have necessarily not been inclined to watch.
Right,
because,
right.
recommendations and talking about it and, it's only good things to come.
It's only good things to come, and as always, keeping it positive, keeping
Mm-hmm.
it constructive, keeping it representational, because obviously this is coming from Puerto Rican perspective,
Yep.
but that's why we always bring in people into the show so we can have a plethora of perspectives.
Hey, the more
because-
perspectives, the better.
Yeah.
Honestly. Always.
Because there's not one way to look at media,
Mm-hmm.
and there shouldn't be. It's more exciting to see things in
And
a
how it
different way.
affects in different ways different people.
Because
yeah.
if you're seeing things always the way you see it,
Through
that's
the
just
same
boring.
lens,
That's
it's-
just
yeah.
boring. It's just like, well,
It's
there's
so
nothing to talk
one-dimensional.
about. But with that, Happy holidays.
Thank you
to
so much for
everybody.
staying in tune with us, for, comments and everything. Just keep them coming.
Keep them coming. Please.
Yeah. If there's other things you want us to talk about, let us know. But yeah, happy holidays, happy New Year.
Yeah.
We're only going to be gone for a week
Yeah.
because Bad Batch is coming, which we're also very excited about. So we'll have time to talk about that too.
And we'll be having a couple of very special episodes about Indiana Jones, because we're also very excited for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
So we'll be having a duology of episodes about that with a very special guest, which we'll announce when the time is right. But also someone who is very, very passionate about Indiana Jones. And if you know anything about Star Wars and Indiana Jones and the overlaps that people may have about that, then you probably figured out who that person is. But yes, stay tuned, because that is incoming. Along with other fun stuff.
It's going to be a good year.
And hopefully. And, we wish the best year for everybody, not just in the media you're going to watch, but like
in your lives.
In your lives.
Have a great year. Hopefully we are on the other side of COVID, and more we can get together and continue to meet these awesome people and hang out with them. Yeah. So until next time, we are Triad of the Force. We are gonna be around for season 4. Wait for us, year 2023. We are starting with Bad Batch. So until next time, like, subscribe, leave us a comment, and may the Force be with you.